The baby's tiny hand reached through the mansion's silence, pointing at the man who'd never held a child. Dada. And in that single word, the most feared man in Seoul felt his empire crack. Minho's world was built on silence. The kind that came after gunshots, after betrayals, after bodies disappeared into the Han River without a ripple. He stood in his penthouse office, floor-to-ceiling windows framing Seoul's glittering skyline like a kingdom he'd conquered with blood and calculation. His black suit was immaculate, his expression unreadable. At 34, Minho was the youngest head of the Baekho clan, and the most ruthless. "Sir, the new maid arrives tomorrow," his right-hand man, June, said from the doorway. Minho didn't turn. "Background check?" "Clean. Single mother. American-born, Korean agency verified. She needs the money. She won't ask questions." "Good. I don't answer them." Across the city, Bella stood in her cramped apartment, staring at the acceptance letter, with shaking hands. Domestic position. Private estate. Room and board included. Salary, $4 million monthly. It was more than she'd made in 6 months combined. Her daughter, Hana, 11 months old with curls like midnight clouds and skin like warm amber, babbled from her playpen, chubby fists reaching for her mother. "We're going to be okay, baby girl," Bella whispered, lifting Hana into her arms. "Mama's going to keep you safe. I promise." But safety was a lie Bella told herself every night. Because 18 months ago, she'd made a mistake. One beautiful, reckless night in Seoul during a work conference. A stranger in a hotel bar, no names exchanged. Just heat, desperation, and the illusion of being someone else. She'd left Korea the next morning. She'd returned 8 months pregnant, broke, and alone. Now she was walking straight into the house of the most dangerous man in the city. She just didn't know it yet. What would you do if you had to choose between safety and truth? Drop a comment below. Bella's first morning began at 5 a.m. The estate was a fortress disguised as luxury. High walls, security cameras, men in black suits patrolling like shadows. She'd been given a small room adjacent to the kitchen, barely large enough for her mattress and Hana's crib. "Stay invisible," the head housekeeper, Mrs. Choi, had warned. "Mr. Beck doesn't tolerate disruptions." Bella nodded, strapping Hana to her chest in a carrier. The baby had been fussy all night, teething and clingy. She was polishing the marble floors in the main corridor when she heard footsteps. Heavy, deliberate, commanding. She didn't look up until the footsteps stopped. "Who are you?" The voice was cold, sharp as a blade. Bella's head snapped up and her breath caught. "No." Minho stood 3 feet away, his dark eyes locked on her face. Recognition flickered there, just for a heartbeat, before his expression hardened into stone. But Bella saw it. He remembers. "The new maid, sir," she whispered, her voice barely steady. "I'm Bella." Minho's jaw tightened. His gaze dropped to the baby carrier and froze. Hana's wide brown eyes stared up at him, curious and unafraid. Then her face split into the biggest smile. Her tiny hand reached out. "Dada!" The word exploded into the silence like a grenade. Minho's entire body went rigid. Mrs. Choi gasped. Bella's heart stopped. "Dada! Dada!" Hana squealed again, bouncing excitedly, her chubby fingers grasping at the air between them. Minho's face drained of color. His eyes darted from the baby to Bella, and something dangerous flickered there. Recognition, confusion, rage, and something else. Fear. "My office. Now." His voice was lethal calm. Then he turned and walked away, leaving Bella trembling in the hallway, her daughter still giggling and reaching for the man who'd just shattered both their worlds. Minho's office door slammed shut behind her. Bella stood frozen, clutching Hana tighter as the Mafia boss circled her, like a predator assessing prey. "Explain." One word. Absolute command. She's just a baby. She doesn't know... how old?" Bella's throat closed. 11 months. Minho stopped moving, his eyes narrowed, calculating. "The conference, Hotel Shilla, 18 months ago." It wasn't a question. Bella's silence was answer enough. "You knew." His voice dropped to a deadly whisper. You knew and you said nothing. I didn't know who you were. Bella's voice cracked. No names, remember? That was the deal. One night, no complications. And yet here you are. In my house with a child who... He stopped himself, his fists clenching. This is a setup. A setup? Bella's fear ignited into anger. You think I planned this? I came here because I'm desperate. Because I have a daughter to feed and nowhere else to go. I didn't know this was your house until I saw your face. Minho's expression didn't soften. People who know my secrets don't live long. The threat hung in the air like smoke. Hana whimpered, sensing her mother's terror. Bella straightened her spine, meeting his cold stare. Then do what you do best. But my daughter, she's innocent. Whatever happens to me, you let her go. Promise me. Something flickered in Minho's eyes. Surprise, maybe. Respect. Get out, he said finally. What? Pack your things, be gone by tonight. Bella's heart shattered, but she nodded. At least they'd be alive. She turned toward the door. Wait. Minho's voice stopped her. Blood test, today. If that child is mine, everything changes. Bella looked back at him, tears burning her eyes. And if she is? Minho's expression was unreadable. Then neither of you is going anywhere. The doctor arrived within the hour. Discreet, expensive, terrified of Minho. Bella sat in the corner of the medical room Minho kept in his estate, watching as the man swabbed Hana's cheek, then Minho's. Results in 4 hours, the doctor stammered, then fled. You'll stay in the guest wing. Until then, Minho said, not looking at her. Supervised. I'm not a prisoner. Yes, you are. 2 guards escorted Bella to a bedroom 3 times the size of her apartment. Luxurious, suffocating, hours crawled by. Hana napped, exhausted from crying. Bella paced, her mind racing. What if the test is positive? What if it's negative? Which outcome is more dangerous? At 6 p.m., the door opened. Minho entered, holding a tablet. His face was pale. 99.9% probability, he said quietly. She's mine. Bella closed her eyes, relief and terror colliding. So what now? You pay me off? Threaten me into silence? No. Minho set the tablet down, his hands shaking, barely, but Bella saw it. Now we talk. He sat on the edge of the bed, suddenly looking less like a mafia boss and more like a man drowning. I never wanted children, he admitted. My world is violence, blood. I buried my humanity years ago because it's the only way to survive. Then why keep us here? Minho's eyes met hers, raw and unguarded for the first time. Because when she called me Dada, something inside me broke. Or woke up. I don't know which. He exhaled shakily. I've killed men for less than lying to me. But when I look at her... He trailed off. Bella's voice softened. She didn't choose this. Neither did I. I know. Minho stood. But she's my blood. And in my world, blood is everything. I protect what's mine. She's not property. No, Minho agreed, his gaze intense. She's my daughter, and you're her mother, which means you're both under my protection now, whether you like it or not. Would you trust a dangerous man to protect your child? Or run? Comment your thoughts and subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. That night, Bella couldn't sleep. She found Minho in his study, whiskey in hand, staring at a photograph on his desk. Can't sleep either? She asked softly. He didn't answer, but he didn't tell her to leave. Bella stepped closer, glimpsing the photo, a young boy, maybe 7, with Minho's eyes. Next to him, a woman with a kind smile. Your family? My brother and my mother. Minho's voice was hollow. Both dead, killed by a rival clan when I was 16. Bella's breath caught. My father was the boss then. He taught me that love is weakness, that attachment gets you killed. Minho's grip tightened on the glass. So I became what he wanted. Cold, ruthless, untouchable. Is that why you were at that hotel bar? Bella asked gently. Running from yourself? Minho's eyes snapped to hers, surprised by her perception. I'd just executed a traitor, someone I'd known since childhood. His voice cracked, just barely. I needed to feel anything other than empty. And then you walked in. Bella remembered that night differently now. Not as a mistake, but as two broken people reaching for something real in the darkness. I left the next morning because I was terrified, she confessed. Terrified of how much I felt. How much I wanted to stay. Why didn't you? Because I knew you were dangerous. I felt it, and I was right. Minho set down his glass, standing. He moved toward her slowly, stopping inches away. You should fear me, he whispered. Everyone does. Bella looked up at him unflinching. I did. But then I watched you hold Hana's hand during the blood test. You were gentle, scared, human. Don't mistake one moment for redemption. I'm not. But maybe you should. Silence stretched between them, heavy with unspoken truths. Then Minho did something unexpected. He reached out and touched her cheek, softly, reverently, as if she might break. You terrify me more than any enemy ever has. The next 2 weeks were surreal. Minho cleared his schedule, something his men whispered about in disbelief. He spent mornings with Hana, teaching her Korean words, watching her take wobbly steps across his office floor. Bella observed from the doorway, her heart aching at the sight. Da! Hana squealed, falling into Minho's arms. He caught her effortlessly, and for a moment he smiled. A real, unguarded smile that transformed his face. She's fearless, Bella said, stepping inside. She gets that from you. The compliment caught her off guard. I'm not fearless. I'm terrified every second. Minho looked at her. Fear and courage aren't opposites. You crossed an ocean, alone and pregnant, to build a life for her. That's not weakness. Bella's eyes stung. You're not what I expected. What did you expect? A monster. I am a monster. Minho's voice hardened. Don't forget that. But Bella saw through him now. That evening, after Hana was asleep, Minho found Bella on the terrace. I've arranged new identities for you both, he said quietly. Papers, bank accounts, a house in New Zealand. Far from this life. Far from me. Bella's heart plummeted. You're sending us away? It's safer. For who, us or you? Minho's jaw clenched. Both. What if I don't want to go? His eyes snapped to hers, vulnerability flashing there. You should. This world will destroy you. Bella stepped closer. You keep saying that. But maybe I'm stronger than you think. Maybe Hana needs her father. Maybe... She hesitated. Maybe I need you too. The confession hung between them. Minho's hand lifted, cupping her face. I don't deserve you. Maybe not, but you have me anyway. He kissed her then, desperate, fierce, full of everything he couldn't say. When they pulled apart, his forehead rested against hers. If you stay, there's no going back. Then I'm staying. Everything fell apart on a rainy Thursday. Bella woke to shouting, gunshots. She grabbed Hana and ran toward Minho's office. A man in a black mask blocked her path, gun raised. The boss's little whore, he sneered, and his bastard. Bella's blood froze. Before she could scream, Minho appeared like a shadow, disarming the man with brutal efficiency. The crack of bones echoed, but more men poured in. June! Minho roared. His right-hand man appeared, firing. They breached the south gate. It's the Park clan. They know about the girl. Minho's face went white. He turned to Bella. Go, now. There's a safe room behind the library. Code is Hana's birthday. I'm not leaving you. Go! He roared, just as a bullet shattered the window beside them. June grabbed Bella's arm, dragging her away as Minho stayed behind, drawing enemy fire. The safe room was cold, silent. Hana cried. Bella held her, trembling, listening to the gunfire above. Hours passed. When the door finally opened, it wasn't Minho. It was June, bloodied and grim. He's alive, barely, but Bella? June's voice cracked. The Park clan knows everything. They'll never stop hunting you. Minho. He's decided to end this. End what? The engagement to Park Ji-woo, the treaty marriage that would have stopped this war. June looked broken. He's choosing you, and it's going to get him killed. Bella's world tilted. Engagement? He never told you? June laughed bitterly. Of course not. He was supposed to marry her next month, unite the clans. But he called it off 3 days ago. For you. Bella felt sick. Take me to him. Bella, now. She found Minho in his room, bandaged, pale. You lied, she whispered. He didn't deny it. You chose me over peace, over your people. Yes. You selfish bastard? Tears streamed down her face. I would have left. Hannah and I would have disappeared. But you... I love you. 3 words. Raw, desperate. I love you, and I'm not sorry. Bella left that night. She took Hannah and disappeared into Seoul's crowded streets, using the emergency cash Minho had hidden in her room. For 3 days, she lived in a cheap motel, ignoring Minho's calls. He'll get himself killed. For me. For us. The thought haunted her. On the 4th day, June found her. He's meeting the Park clan tomorrow, alone, unarmed, to negotiate peace. Bella's stomach dropped. That's suicide. I know. He knows. But he's doing it anyway. June's eyes were red. He said if he dies, at least you and Hannah will be free. The Park clan wants his head, not yours. No. Bella stood, determination hardening her voice. No, I'm not letting him do this. What can you possibly... I'm going with him. June stared. Are you insane? Probably, but I'm also the mother of his child. That means something in your world, doesn't it? Blood, family, legacy. June's eyes widened with understanding. You're going to claim your place. I'm going to save him. The meeting was set in a warehouse by the docks. Minho arrived at dawn, alone. Park Ji-woo waited, her clan's soldiers surrounding her like a wall. You humiliated me, she said coldly. Broke our engagement for some foreign whore and her bastard? Minho's fists clenched, but he said nothing. So here's the deal. Your life or hers. Choose. Before Minho could answer, the warehouse door opened. Bella walked in, holding Hannah. No. Minho started toward her, but Park's men blocked him. Bella's voice rang clear. I'm Bella, mother of Minho's daughter, his blood, his family. She met Park Ji-woo's eyes without flinching. You want revenge? Take it. But know this, you'll be killing the mother of the next Baekho heir. And that makes you a child killer. Is your pride worth that stain? What would you risk for love? Comment below and subscribe. The ending will blow your mind. Silence. Then Park Ji-woo laughed. Cold, sharp. Bold, stupid, but bold. She circled Bella like a shark. You think motherhood makes you untouchable? No, but it makes me family, and even your clan has rules about family. Park's eyes narrowed. Minho's voice cut through. She's right. You kill her, you violate the old code. Your own elders will turn on you. The tension was suffocating. Finally, Park Ji-woo smiled, a predator's smile. Fine, I'll let her live. But you owe me, Minho. A debt to be called when I choose. Minho nodded. Once. Agreed. Park's soldiers parted. Bella ran to Minho and he caught her, pulling her and Hannah into his arms, trembling. You foolish, reckless, beautiful woman, he whispered into her hair. You could have died. So could you. Why did you come back? Bella pulled back, meeting his eyes. Because I love you. Because Hannah deserves her father. Because I'm done running. Minho's eyes glistened. I don't deserve you. You keep saying that. I'm starting to think you're right. Bella smiled through tears. But you're stuck with me anyway. He kissed her then, fierce and desperate and full of promise. Hannah giggled, patting both their faces. Dada, mama. Minho laughed, a sound Bella had never heard from him, pure, unguarded joy. 6 months later. The estate had changed. Laughter echoed through the halls now. Hana's toys scattered across Minho's once pristine office. Bella stood in the garden, watching Minho chase their daughter, both of them laughing. Dada, catch! Hana squealed. He scooped her up, spinning her around, and Bella's heart swelled. He'd left the Mafia, transitioned power, built a legitimate empire instead, for them. He caught Bella's eye and smiled, that rare, real smile reserved only for his family. Come here, he called. Bella joined them, and Minho wrapped his arms around both his girls. I found my redemption, he whispered against Bella's temple. In a word, in a heartbeat, in you. Hana pointed at the sky. Dada, bird. Yes, baby, birds. And in that moment, the most feared man in Seoul was just a father, a lover, a man reborn. So, what did you think? Did Bella and Minho's love story capture your heart? Drop a comment telling us your favorite moment. And if you love this journey, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We've got more incredible stories coming your way. See you in the next one.